kind of tripping on me. What's up, guys? I'm
Hey.
Gary Gillette.
Chris Adams.
This is Mudhole Live.
All right, Hunter Man.
We made it.
Here we are.
Episode 100.
100. You look pretty sharp tonight.
Same to you.
Not too bad. We cleaned
special
up.
occasion.
Yeah,
Dress up a little bit.
We got it dimmed down in the penthouse here.
We did.
I like it. It's kind of a little bit of a mood lighting. We got some special guests in the house. We appreciate everybody being here, and yeah. So 7 years in. So I think it was June 6th, if I'm not mistaken, was the first episode. That was that little clip there you saw at the beginning of the intro. It was, yeah, that was something else.
Excuse that audio just a little bit. You know, we've come a long way.
I would say we've come a long way for sure. That room that we used to do the studio in was probably maybe 10 by 10.
Maybe.
There was only enough room to walk by this table on both sides.
Right.
That's how small it was.
Yep.
And now, for those that have been watching this set, we thankfully Home Improvement has been off the air for quite a while, so we had to go and get that, and Heidi signed off on it, and then we brought it here, so it was great. But yes, what are we going to talk about on this 100th
So we have a really cool episode for you guys. So for one, we're going to do a little bit of behind the scenes, kind of show you guys kind of the, progression of episodes since the beginning. You know,
I like
how
it.
and how they're set up, because there's not just what you guys see here. Involved to
And
make
you and
this
I
happen.
don't really do any of it.
No.
I mean, it's not like we set up a GoPro and then run and go like, are we in
Right.
it? Okay, great. No, it's not like that. There is a lot that goes on. To say that there is a team involved is an understatement of the century. So.
Yep. So we're going to show you guys how the episodes are set up, kind of the process that involves.
Yes.
We're also going to be highlighting the giveaway rod,
Yes.
which is going to be our grand prize for the evening. So this is kind of a collaboration between multiple people here at Mudhole, including yourself.
Yes.
So we're going to be highlighting certain aspects of this rod and referencing back to past episodes as kind of a tribute to the 100th episode.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we talked about it before in kind of the preview, the little teaser. If y'all didn't catch that, we had a number of people join in here. I custom turned this handle here. We had Jake do the butt wrap. Birdman did some freehand drawing here. Sean Cheney, you guys know him from downstairs, and he is also in the comments religiously here for us working. So he wrapped the guides, and of course, we'll show you a little bit because Mike Ward also colored those guides to match our gold 100th episode theme. And so to say that the winner at the end of the night for that rod is getting a one-of-a-kind,
Truly.
it's getting a one-of-a-kind.
Yeah.
Getting a one-of-a-kind, for sure. All right, so we do have a sale going on in
We do.
honor of the 100th episode. Hunter, you want to walk us through a few little odds and
Yeah,
ends on that? Because
absolutely.
it's pretty good.
Yeah, so this is kind of obviously again a tribute to the 100th episode, and also sort of a Mudhole summer sale. So a lot of you guys, this was released last Friday.
Yes.
So a lot of you guys have already taken advantage of this sale, but it actually goes through till tomorrow. So
Ooh,
plenty
all right.
of time still left.
Wonderful.
We have a good selection of the factory second rod blank still available in the shorter length of 6 foot to 7 foot. We have 20% off the Signature Series rod kits,
Yep.
which includes a selection from myself, you, Jake, and also Matt Steffen and Terry Scroggins as well.
Yes.
So 20% off those kits.
We're going to
there-
give some of those away. Did
We
you already
are.
say that?
We are. I did not say that.
Okay, sorry.
Good point there.
I was reading a little bit here.
It's all good. It's all good. Hopefully we got a lot of comments coming in there.
Yeah, some people are saying congratulations. It's good.
Good. Appreciate that. We also, there's hundreds of items in this sale from, some fishhawk thread, metallic, and then I think nylon. we have a big sale on our performance guides that are being discontinued.
Yep.
So that's individual guides, that's guide kits, assortment kits.
Cool.
You name it. So definitely check out that sale. Again, goes through tomorrow, so plenty of time to take advantage of those savings.
Perfect.
Yep.
All right. There was Icast recently. So Mudhole had a booth. Shout out to Stuart and his entire team, and honestly, so many others outside of just his team joined in to help move in, set up, be there, support. It is quite the undertaking. And of course, when you're setting up and you're taking down, that AC is off in that building. And you know, it's a little inconvenient that it is in July because it's usually 100 and change. And it also rains in the afternoon. So those guys had to fight that. But Hunter, there was a pretty big win for rod building in general.
There was, yeah. We got to give a little shout out to American Tackle for winning not only best in category for rod component, I think is the category.
I think it was like a custom component and something. Yeah.
And also they won best of show, which is an overall of the show,
is massive,
which is incredible for the the rod building community. So
big for American Tackle, big for rod building, and these are people that are or this item that won was the handle. It weighs nothing, and it's going against fishing rods, reels, sunglasses, power pole trolling motor, other trolling motors. All you can name it. It's came out on top.
Yep.
So very cool for them.
We also had we want to give a shout out to some of the rod builders that took part. That were participated in our booth at the Icast show. So they were doing, demos, decorative thread wraps, etc. So first on our list here, and we actually have a new sticker to add to our wall over there, is Mr. Ryan Strunk, who is a local builder to the Orlando area here. Strunk Custom Rods. So shout out to him for the sticker.
He was wrapping a, I was too quick for you there, huh? Somebody's back there falling asleep. He wrapped a killer, an absolutely killer gaff. So went through, did a cool decorative wrap. He was there a couple times. Yeah. And put in a lot of work, and it was really, really cool. So he's going up on the wall here. So.
We also had, we had Ryan, we also had Jonathan Hay was there, Billy Vivona, who is obviously a very popular name in the rod building industry.
Yes.
Alex Tarasenko, Bill Faulkner was there, Matt Steffen, Terry Scroggins, Mike Garone, and then we also had Hunter Node.
Yep.
So we had an awesome group of rod builders showing off the craft and doing some really, really awesome.
And you were there.
I was there.
Bob was there.
Yep.
Todd was there.
Yep.
We had Todd, the head instructor. We had almost all of the instructors that teach the online and in-person rod building classes that you can take, whether it's in your hometown or you come here to the Mudhole Education Center. They came in, We didn't get all of them this year, but, we understand. But it was really neat. And then, of course, a lot of the members of the rod building community that were doing demos over at American Tackle booth, they also made their way in and stopped by during cocktail hour, which was great to see them. And Bill Faulkner was even on the old guitar.
He was. I forgot about that.
He was strumming.
Yeah.
So he does a lot more than rod building, that is for sure. So we got a new product.
We do. And I can't remember if we mentioned this in the last show or
we did.
not. We did. I thought we did. But,
we're going
to show it again. Why not?
Why not?
So this is our 5-piece burnishing tool set. So let me figure out how to orient this real quick, and then we'll.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, right. It's just 5 pieces, right? No big deal. So we'll just do a little that right there. So this is going to have. I'm going to try to angle it a little bit, but it's going to be hard to
Get
capture.
in there. Get in there, Justin.
Yeah, that's tough. But anyway, so 5-piece burnishing tool set. We got different edges, different shapes and sizes, and this one right here on the front actually is a dual-sided tool. So whether you use this for packing thread for a butt wrap, you can use this for all kinds of different things. The most popular version here is our larger version that is going to be a little bit more popular for like the longer butt wraps. It's going to allow you to pack quite a bit of thread at one time, and everyone likes to make jokes about the shape of this item. I'm
Oh,
not
really?
sure why.
I
I
don't
think it's
know.
pretty cool, but
Yeah, I think
to each their own.
It does the job, and I think that's what
yeah.
everybody's,
So anyway, $12.99, $12.95 price point on the 5-piece burnishing tool set. These are actually 3D printed in-house, so really cool item that you guys can pick up for a very low cost. That's going to be a great tool for your bench. So.
Yeah. Also, we've got Livingston fly rod blanks.
Yep.
In. Very, very cool kind of, what color is this called?
I'm going to say it's a translucent white.
Okay, because
go with that.
it has that like opaque kind of look to it.
Yeah.
This is an 8.6 5-weight.
Fiberglass.
Fiberglass, 3-piece, rolled in Montana, right?
Correct.
And Jake put this together very nicely. Got a little half wells here, CRB wood insert seat there. He went all nylon throughout the guide wraps. That really kind of makes, the translucent vibe throughout the whole thing. This does look really great. And of course, as I said, this is a 3-piece. So he carried the multicolors out through. Now, some fiberglass blanks have spigot ferrules where you actually have a post that sticks out of the male end of the ferrule. This is actually tip over butt. So what I mean by that is just the male-female section come together like that, as you would see in your typical modern graphite blanks. So that is very unique about this. It gives a nice clean look, and everything fits together very nicely. So those are live now, and really, really cool. So if you want to get a little throwback fiberglass vibe in your fly fishing, that's really, really neat. So.
Yeah, these are very traditional models, that they're kind of, graphite's really taken over the, blank world. But these are kind of a throwback to those, original fiberglass models for very technical fly fishing, whether you're in Montana or North Carolina or whatever it may be.
Right.
We'll also be adding some graphite models down the road in
Excellent.
a little bit, so more to come on those.
Wonderful. Cool. All right, so we're going to do some giveaways because, that's why we're here, right? 100 episodes. I know you guys came by to, wish us well, and there is a lot coming in, and we really, really appreciate it because, honestly, they'd have probably gotten rid of us a long time ago, especially when you looked at like the first 5 episodes that we did. It took a little bit to get off the ground, but, hey.
We're here now.
That's it. So we're doing giveaways, of course. And Hunter mentioned earlier that we have signature rod building kits on the website. He's got 3, I've got 3. Jake's got his 3 mullets. Stefan and Scroggins.
We got 4 apiece, I think?
I think they got 4 apiece.
Yep.
And we're going to give one of those away. We're going to give a couple of those away. So we're going to do first and second, and we're going to let you guys pick. Make sure we've got everything in stock and whatnot. But as you guys know, if we do pick you for a prize tonight, all you got to do is send it in live at mudhole.com, and that comes in. And you're also welcome to say nice things or bad things or give constructive criticism on the show if you want as well. We get that. It doesn't go to a spam folder, I promise. But so if you do win tonight, live at mudhole.com, that comes in. And, for those that have won prizes in the past, we work with you the best we can to make sure that we get you the right blank and handle and guide set and all that. So we don't mind doing that because I handle it and it's not my money. It's on Hunter's credit card. So I am proud and happy to give away Hunter's money at any point. We're also doing the grand prize tonight is the 100th anniversary rod. So we've got Sean and Jake are still going to finish that out, make sure everything is right and tight in the guide wraps, finish epoxy, everything, and then we will get that out to the grand prize winner. And of course, speaking of money, and we're giving away 5 $100 gift cards this evening. So that's going to just be random. We're going to throw the random generator up, and hopefully it'll go to somebody that needs some rod building stuff.
You got it.
So that'll be great.
Yep. So make sure you guys are liking,
Yep.
commenting.
Got to like, comment, share,
do it all.
throw it in there.
Yeah.
Stay through the whole thing, because we're going to give away the big one at the end, but we're going to be slinging gift cards and different things, throughout the whole deal.
Yep.
And speaking of that, this stuff is just like burning a hole in my pocket. So we ready to give one of these away? Because I I need to spend some of Hunter's money. How we feeling?
Just can't wait.
Uncle Phil, you wanna throw that generator up? Sweet. Now remember, if one of us win or Mudhole wins, we're just going to add another one to the pot. So let's do it. James Jones. I'll take that one because that's easy pronunciation.
Of course you did.
Come on now. I'm driving this thing. All right, James Jones. So, perfect. That is going to be the first one of the night. So fantastic. We'll get that out to you live at mudhole.com. That's how to get a hold of that one. And sweet.
Cool.
So, as we were talking earlier, there's a lot that goes into this stuff. We don't do it once a month just because we're lazy.
Right.
We still are doing a ton of other stuff in our day-to-day lives. And then we do this and we stay late and all that stuff to get everything set up. So, you're going to see how all of this stuff comes together. We've got a video cutaway that the whole team worked on. And Uncle Phil, you ready to cue that up? All right, let's go see how this thing's put together. Enjoy this.
Mudhole Live has been running for 7 years and has been improving itself from day one. Many modifications and ideas have been utilized to grow this show into the best rod building internet show in existence. Planning of the show starts here at Mudhole headquarters, where we all get together to plan out what our next show is going to be. Ideas are always welcome, and choosing the right show idea is what we always strive for. Once we decide on the show topic, the graphic design team gets hard at work to create the show thumbnail and banners for all social media outlets. The show's thumbnail gets sent over to the video department where they get to work animating the graphic. This process requires a calm, peaceful mindset with a positive and creative workflow to deliver an animation that the viewers can digest with ease. After the animation is complete, the show is announced on the live show prior to the new show. Chris Adams arrives to Mudhole the Monday of the show, greeted with arms wide open. Chris gets to work acquiring all the necessary tools and components needed for the show, as well as taking all of these components and setting up any needed props for the show. Any rods that need to be glued, wrapped, or epoxied are done during this time. To get viewers hyped for the show, Jake, the social media evangelist, gets Chris into the studio to film a trailer for the show and posts it to social media. The day of the show, the video department heads to the studio and gets everything set up to run the show. Lights, cameras, computers, microphones, and streaming software are all considered, including any extras needed for the show. Once all that's taken care of, it's time to go live.
I'll give you champagne. All right, what do you think?
Pretty good. Lots
Not too
behind
bad.
the scenes going on.
Not too bad. So you guys get to see when I talk about Uncle Phil and the Cool Man and Jason and Birdman and all those guys. Now you get to see what goes into this, you know. And even the Jake lookalike, you know. I think he did a heck of a job. So I think it was fantastic. So as we were talking about stats, that was 7 years ago, okay? 40,000 live viewers. Okay, so that's not views after the fact. That's 40,000 live viewers. After the fact, because it's cataloged, we're looking at over 1 million views. We estimated going through each video quickly, it was 1,092,000 views total. We did 300 giveaways, and each giveaway's been pretty good. Yeah. So that's Hunter is still here.
That's a lot
he
of money.
He is not in debt. No, there's no financial crisis going on here with Hunter. We did over 300 demos. And of course, all of these stats only began on October 27th, 2017. That was episode 30. That was the first one that came on YouTube. So, you know, that's pretty.
What's going on over there?
What are you doing? All right. I think you need one.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Let me. I think I'll get a little refresher here. How about that?
What can I get for you?
Let me get a little bourbon in there.
Bourbon?
Yeah.
I'm sure you want this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe a little ginger ale. That'll work.
Ginger ale with this?
No, of course not. Come on, you know, I wasn't doing that. I need to get you some mud bucks here.
Yeah.
You know.
See?
That'll work, sir.
Little top off for you.
Sweet. And actually, I think I'm going to leave that there. Hunter, man, what do you think? You want a little bubbly, Hunter?
It looks good. Let's pop open that bottle.
All right. The old black and gold here.
Yeah.
You know. So hopefully everybody is enjoying it at home because we're having, you know,
We got some fun things lined up.
we got a few fun
This is just the
things.
beginning.
That's it. All right.
Thank you, sir.
This is the CRB approved champagne glasses here. Safety first.
Thank you, sir.
In the studio. All right. There it is. 100.
Cheers.
Sweet. You know, actually, I think we always talk about the war room. I think I'm gonna go ahead and take this to those guys.
Go
How
for
about
it.
that? All right. Cool. All right. Let's go. This is where we get ready. Right here, coming out into the hallway. You'll see we're going to make our way over here to the Thunderdome. This is where all the magic happens. We got Hoffma. We got the Mullet Man. We got Birdman over there. So here we go. This is it. We call this the Thunderdome marketing room. And we have a few other special guests, wives, girlfriends, friends. They were all out this evening. And of course, here they are. What you think, boys? This is the war room. This is where it all goes down. This is where we draft our players. We've got Stuart, George. We don't even need to introduce this guy. If you've been at Icast, you've seen him. And of course, Steve. All right, let's go back into the studio. Appreciate you, Rob. All right, cool man, let's go. We got the cool man mobile cam. Come on, Mike, get in there. All right. Oh, we didn't even turn it on. No wonder we got interrupted all night. Okay. Hopefully that all worked.
Hey, nice shorts, by the way.
Oh, yeah, you like those?
Yeah, I do.
Well, you know, living in South Florida now, we kind of have to, it gets a little hot.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot my drink over here.
There you go.
Perfect.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It was a
Saw
hike.
the crew in there.
Yeah, it was a hike. All right. Cool. Were you okay?
I'm good.
You got your little bubbly? You got a little of that? We gave him a quick
I'm
tour.
all set.
Hopefully,
I think it's time to give more of my money away. How about that?
Is that what we're going to
Yeah,
do?
I think so.
Uncle Phil, we're not keeping you too busy back there, are we? How do you feel about throwing up another generator and giving away some more money?
Money, money, money.
All right.
So we got another $100 gift card.
Another $100 gift
somebody's
card.
way. Oh.
Let's get a really, really hard to pronounce one.
Trina Engel.
Cool.
Trina?
Engel. Yeah.
Out of Facebook. There we go. Another $100 out of my bank account.
That's it. Old Ace is going to starve. We're going to have to.
Yeah, right.
Poor guy's going to have to eat dog food from Walmart. All right, Uncle Phil. What do we got next? Let's see if we've got any little questions. You know, even though we're not doing a ton of stuff on demo-wise, let's get in here.
Any questions? Let's hit them.
Jason said, I've learned so much from Mudhole Custom Tackle Live. Thank you all. Jason, we appreciate you.
Love it.
All right, this is a good one. Michael Moore. Hey, guys, congrats on 100. Appreciate you. What are your favorite shaky head blanks, and do you do it spinning or bait? And I'm assuming you said bait caster. So, yeah. What you got, Hunter Man? Give me yours.
We got to do a spinning rod.
Yes.
I'm going to go with
Although there is like BFS stuff
There is.
now.
I thought about that for a split
Yeah.
second, but you know what? We're not going to get into
But
that.
yeah, we're not
that's
gonna get into
another subject.
And we did an episode on that. Maybe Birdman can find that episode that we did on BFS and talk it in there. So yeah.
So I just happen to have one of my signature series kits. It's
Okay.
an SJ833.
Ooh.
Now, that's a little on the heavy power. It's a little too heavy. Now, if we're talking about,
Yeah, but it's Florida, right?
if we're talking about fishing in Florida,
Yep.
or fishing, maybe in the summertime up on Gunnersville on the ledges, throwing maybe a half-ounce shaky head, then, you're golden.
Of course.
Otherwise, if you want to take it a step down, because that's a 3-power blank, you want to take it a step down to a 2-power, you can't go wrong with the SJ842.
Okay.
That's,
Okay.
that's a given.
I'll give you that one. I think that's a great one. I am going to take it up a notch.
Okay.
I really like the NSJ 871
Yeah.
or NSJ 872. So, quick story. Hunter and I have been friends a really long time outside of this. We left work one night and drove all the way to Green River Lake, which is in Kentucky. So if you guys...
Campbellsville, Kentucky.
Yep. So if you have ever looked at a globe and you have seen where Orlando is and where Campbellsville, Kentucky is, we went, 13 hours?
Yep.
So we went 13 hours because you had a major college fishing tournament. And I was going to go help you practice.
Mm-hmm.
The best part is we had just received full new prototypes. And one of those was an NSJ 871. And up there, we were going to be shaky heading.
Right.
So we built one, and it was drying, like as I was taking it off the dryer.
Yeah, leave it at 5
We were
o'clock.
gone. Yeah, exactly. So we drove all that. We fished Saturday. This was Friday. Fished
Right.
Saturday, fished a half day Sunday. We drove all the way home. We slept like 2 hours when we got home.
Got home at 2, 3 o'clock.
Right back in here at work on Monday.
Yep.
So that whole story leads me to my NSJ 871. I like it just a smidge longer.
Yeah.
So that is going to be a 7.3 blank, and it's going to be out of the Elite X family. So that's the step up.
There you
so
go.
anyway, that's where I'm at. This is a good question, Anthony. The best color recommendation for a Rasta theme. I am going to refer to Todd Vivian, the head instructor, because there was a show, Wicked Tuna, right? Wicked Tuna, we built some rods for the Rasta Rocket guys. They were the cool dudes in the little boat with the dog and everything.
Yep.
They built some of the coolest Rasta theme rods. We've got that color combo written down in the recipe that we did for that. Anthony, if you would send me an email, live@mudhole.com, I'll get you the exact colors because it came out just incredible. Like it was absolutely killer. Let's see. Regard Custom Rod Works, oh my God, loving the How It's Made theme. Yeah, I thought they did a great job. I thought it was really cool. Let's see. Scott said, yeah, now it's a party. Now it is a party. So NYC fishing, what's your favorite Northeast inshore blank, stripers, fluke, and I don't know how to say that last one. I know what it is, but I'm not even going to go there. So when we went up to Boston and we fished in the Hava, we fished up there with Big Fish Brian Coombs, as we called him. And we went offshore and we caught some mackerel, did a little sabiki thing, came back in and we slow bumped around. There is actually a Mudhole TV episode on that. And you can Google that. If you go over to YouTube and in the Mudhole Custom Tackle channel, we did a couple different rod recipes while we were up there. Taylor Bellinger did one on the IS 761H, I believe. So that's 7.6, it comes out of the CRB Color Series, and it's the heavy. We fished like a 6,000 or 8,000 bait runner for those guys. That was great. We also built on the SW80L, and we built on the, I think, the SW76ML. So with the light and the medium light, a couple different lengths. We went with the longer ones. Even though we were fishing off the boat, there were some times that when we weren't fishing with Brian or our other buddy, Joe Gagino out of Winthrop, we walked the rocks and, we threw lures and we did some things like that. So we figured that we could still get away with a 7.6 or an 8-footer on the boat, but when we got our feet on the rocks and the sand, we had the 8-footer and the 7.6 so that we could
there you go.
put it out there. So yeah, hopefully that was answered your question a little bit for the very, very little that we know. Let's go back here. All right. What do we got coming up?
Looks like we got another giveaway.
Yeah, let's do a giveaway, but let's give away a signature rod building kit. Let's do that. And of course, we're going to go through and answer questions tonight. There's more questions coming in. The guys will get in there and star them. I'm kind of keeping an eye. So if you have any questions based on rod models and handle setups and some different things like that, please shoot us a question. We'll answer it on the show tonight. This is kind of what it's all about. We're celebrating 100 episodes. We're trying to get you guys some information here that maybe you might not get in a regular show that we're concentrating solely on one demo. So, all right, let's roll this generator here. Uncle Phil, get us one up. Signature rod building kit of choice.
So that could be one of my kits, could be one of your kits, could be one of Jake's kits.
Yep,
We also have, there we go, Daryl Cook
Daryl Cook.
out of Facebook.
Sweet.
We have
Facebook's popping tonight.
Yeah, Terry Scroggins has some kits. Matt Steffen, we've said this multiple times, but just to reiterate, there's a good selection of a lot of good freshwater builds. I know you have a couple of saltwater flats builds.
Couple
You got a
flats
fly rod.
You got a fly rod
You
in
got
there.
a fly rod in there.
Got an all-around 7-weight that's just a beauty.
Yeah.
So
Jake's got some good inshore or even like inlet rods.
and he's got the old famous drain rod.
Yep.
because
Gotta have that.
this summer, boy, it's been raining, and Jake has been draining. That is for sure. All right, so congratulations there again. Live at mudhole.com. Get us in there, and then we will get your kit, the one that you want. Make sure we got it, and then we'll get it out to you. Let's talk about this handle.
Let's do it.
So we were trying to come up with something extremely unique and something that we all like. So we were like, well, we could do cork, but then we were also like, well, we want to kind of stay with the black and gold theme of the 100 episode. And since I got my man 100 McCamey here, we decided that we're going to do the VSS, and kind of the one that you will see in my signature series rod kits, where I take a VSS foam handle. I use cork in my saltwater ones, but this one we decided to stay with the theme.
Okay.
We're using the VSS body that you can buy without, a hood on it. And what I did is I went through and I cut a section out of the back of this VSS. I'm using the Gen 2 power wrapper. And I went through and I got some camo, I got the gray, and I got the white. These are those EVA, what are they, like SM?
CM18.
CM18. I don't know where I got SM18. So CM18, we're using weldwood contact cement for this, okay? So put it on both sides, let it kind of dry, stick them together, and remember, once they're stuck, they're there. So then we came through, sanded it all down, finished it off, and what I did is I just kept it the exact same shape and length and everything of the piece that I cut off.
Yep.
And then from there, we went down, and Jake put together a really killer wrap here. He laid it all out. He wanted to do a little gold, little silver, a little black. We got a time lapse of him laying that out. So put it in the butt section, and I mean, honestly, he's pretty much a wizard with this deal. So I would venture to say that I got the easier end of this stick when I'm going through and doing the handle while Jake is knocking out all this. So I think we can pretty much just enjoy the work that's going on here. Now this is downstairs. If you have ever seen our studio, or I'm sorry, our showroom, we have a rod building like demo station downstairs. So we got a couple of the sales guys in there wasting some time. I know George is in that war room. He is taking notes. That's exactly what's going on. But those guys are learning from the master. So Jake throwing the mullet in there. I think, did I just see him? He put some of his mullet hair in that wrap, I think is what he did. That's good. That's creative. So we did that. The butt cap here, it's nothing real special. It's just your standard butt cap, but we are using the gold ring with a cap on here. That was something that I remember you used to do.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you would change, you would go like silver, sometimes you would go green, sometimes you would. And you just did that what? So you could tell which one is which?
Exactly. So, whether it's SJ blank or an MB, or it might even be, the color is coordinated with a certain lure, whether it's a frog or a shaky head or, whatever.
Right.
It's a great little touch, and I think this is the MHBC butt cap assembly.
Okay.
But it's a nice little pop of color without, really going overboard or doing too much, because you as well as myself, we typically go black wraps, core, just very simple and basic. So
For sure.
I don't like adding a lot of color to my rod builds, but that adds a little touch.
But this is a nice touch, for sure.
Yeah.
Now, in front of this handle, I always use the, what is it? The what? Oh, I got you. See, we just get so excited that I'm back here, I'm getting snapped at, and I'm like, what in the world is going on here? So anyway, there's a lot going on here tonight. And maybe it's the bubbles, who knows? Anyway, so we talked about the handle section. We've got a lot of old handle sections that we worked on throughout the years. Let's take a little trip down memory lane. We're going to talk about the best handle sections of Mudhole Live, and Uncle Phil's going to run that right now. So we got a big show.
Dude.
Big show. And we're calling it Marbling 101.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our trusty, what is this, water or a tea jug you got from Publix?
That's
earlier today?
That's the CRB water holder.
Water retainer holder?
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
Gotcha. So I'm going to slide this on here.
Let's go heavy on the red. There you go. Dance it around.
How about that?
Pretty good.
One more. How about that? All right.
About that.
Now, we're going to actually do a slight mix with these. You kind of just want to make your own little design, kind of move them around a little bit.
Yeah. Two.
And here we go.
Regional manager. Fantastic.
Here we go. So if you guys can see, hopefully in there, I'm going to kind of swirl it
I was
around.
going to say, you can turn it a little bit. You can kind of do that, right?
And once it's coated.
Yep. Keep going down, and then I'll.
Yeah. Chris is just pushing away all the excess paint that was there before, and when I go to pull this out,
Hang on, move it. Yep.
it's not going to be there. And there we have
Hey, pretty dope.
our crazy colored grip.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so we got some orange. That's probably good. And let's do a little bit of green. Just a little bit. But that helps you get the swirl effect.
From here, you can certainly put a coat, a pro coat, a Threadmaster. You can do a urethane coat. Yeah, so that is Magic Marble in a nutshell. That's it.
So you'll see these come in different patterns, right? So you can cut smaller pie shapes with the one here. And this one has a little bit larger grooves to cut the bigger pie shapes. If you use the rubberized or the burl type cork, it's a little bit tougher material and can be harder to cut. Again, you can use your fingers if you want to, or you can also take your pick and just lightly kind of press into the cork and hold it that way too. And I go a little bit at a time.
All right. Slide it down. We turn it, and then we need to align it. That actually slides into there. On it.
Wheels. If you guys have the RBS Pro with the track, you have to get these roller stands.
Right? Per material, but you're going to be using probably 4 rings on the taller one. And then we took EVA and we sliced the cork rings.
A dozen sets of grips if you want to, depending on length, of course.
Depending on length, for sure. That's one of the reasons why to have the RBS Pro. I am just going to be careful and to stick them lined up. I took a 12-inch piece of the carbon tubing, cut it into 2 6-inch pieces, and then I really just did the same thing I did with the rod blank. I put, this is the angel wing, and then this is the Powa in like an MHX green kind of color. Put the end caps on. I used the IRHT brace inside of here for these rod blanks. And this one is the power noodle. This is the PPN 36. And then this one here on the bottom is the 36 ML MF. Comes down, and it has a little bit of contour, has a little bit of, you know, a finger groove to it. It's very, very comfortable. But this one has the locking nut.
So this is our CRB, this is our Fuji, but with at least these 2 brands of spinning split seats.
Turk's head knots. So this is something that, it's decorative, but it's also functional. All right, 7, now to 2, there's an over. We're gonna rotate this thing around. So that's it. This is kind of manipulated here. This will be locked here to the point where when you cut these, you will cut them super close and tight. And then we're ready to go in between all these knots. This is locked tight with no gaps. This would be a place where you could slide the syringe under and add just a little bit.
In all seriousness, from what I could find, you know, this knot dates back thousands of years.
Okay.
They really don't even know the origin. It goes back that far.
Sounds like it. All right.
So obviously, it's a very popular knot for you know, maritime sailors. Very popular on boats.
Right.
Still to this day, you'll see this a lot.
All right. What do you think? I think we're gonna have to go back and re-watch some of these.
Yeah, some of them, not all of
Oh
them.
well, yeah. But no, they were pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. Ralph says Chris and Hunter, the Bob Ross of rod building. Happy women. I think I don't think we quite have. I mean, we got plenty of hair, but it's just a different, it's just a different vibe. But we are making some happy little fishing rods. That's for sure. Awesome. Well, we appreciate everybody watching that one. But you know, it's time to give something away. Let's give something away. Uncle Phil, what you think?
Another gift card?
We got 550 people in here right now. So if you're feeling lucky, let's do one here.
All right, who we got this time? Oh, Kevin. Kevin Senecal?
Sure. Kevin.
I don't want to say cynical, but
right.
Senecal?
Yeah, we're fine. That'll work.
Either way, congrats, Kevin.
Yeah, congrats, Kevin. Well, we at least know that there's probably not another Kevin one out there. And, you know, on the last show, I think it was, when you sort of butchered somebody's name,
Sort of. Yeah.
That customer wrote in and was like, he actually did a pretty good job. He was closer than so many other people throughout his life. So anyway, that is fantastic. And that's that's another $100 gift card right there. So live at mudhole.com, Kevin, and we got you. All right. There's some questions in here. Let's, we're just going to go right to John. It says, Hunter and Chris for president.
Wow, that's bold.
I think so. I think
President of what is the question?
I don't know, but we could come up with a few different things.
Yeah, sure.
I would say I think the Adams McCamey ticket would nail it. And you're old enough, right? How old are you?
Yeah, 31.
Oh no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
We're gonna have to look at what 2028?
Oof.
Because you got to be 35.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah,
I, of
soon.
course, am plenty
Soon.
old enough. Anyway, let's see. Oh, this is actually pretty good. Joe Mama asks, how did you come up with the name Mudhole? It actually, we didn't invent it. So years and years and years ago, I want to say that Mudhole was either founded in 73 or 74. I think 74 or 75, because we would already be in our 50th now. So 74, 75-ish, maybe, somewhere in there. There is a, what are you laughing at back there? There is a famous fishing spot off of the coast of New Jersey, I think. And I think they call it the Mud Hole. And it's a big, I think, tuna fishing area or whatever. So that's where Mud Hole got its name, because it was actually from the Northeast before it was brought down here. So, Joe Mama, I bet you didn't know that. Let's see. Hunter, Rainer asks, what is your favorite jerk bait blank for bass?
Ooh.
Because that one caught my eye because I know that we like to throw, I mean, me personally, I'll let you go first last time.
Oh,
I'll go first.
That's really tough.
I'm going to go the 812.
Yep, that's a good one. SB? Or which one? MB?
No.
MB.
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 812 extra fast.
Extra fast.
Because I like to throw that Mega Bass Vision 110 to the moon.
Yeah.
Now here in Florida, if we've got a little bit of grass and stuff, you might want to go to the MB 813
I was going to say that.
XF because you can lean on them a little bit more. But if you're just in pure open water and they've got nowhere to go, the 812 is great. But both of them will just straight throw it to the moon.
Yep, they will. My pick is going to actually be, you kind of took mine there with the 813.
Oh, I knew. That's why I went first.
But DS822, that's going to be my pick. Now, it's a drop shot blank.
Yeah, but that's
But
good.
it's a good one.
It
It's not
is.
extra fast.
No.
So if you're
well,
not,
the DS822 is
It's-
technically, it's not as fast
it's not as fast as the extra fast.
Right.
But it's a killer blank for not only drop shots, but also jerk baits. So.
Yeah. Let's see. Jess Grissom says, have either of y'all fished my local lakes, Reelfoot or Kentucky or Barkley? Which you fished both Kentucky and Barkley, right?
I have, yeah. I've not been to.
I've only fished Kentucky.
Yeah. Yeah, we actually fished Barkley for a college tournament
Yes.
back in the day.
Oh, yeah. I was there for
10
that
years
one.
ago?
Yeah.
8 years ago?
Yep.
We fished on Kentucky, but it wasn't during a tournament. We actually
Right.
fished Kentucky after Barkley.
But it was ledge season.
It was late. It was June, May, June.
And we were
so
beating
yeah,
on
it was.
So, yes.
It was a good time.
Let's see. Oh, how about David Yarber? I want to build a sheep's head rod. What blank do you recommend? David, I'm going to, since you didn't say, I'm going to assume that you might be fishing around structure and maybe get you some fiddler crabs fishing around, docks and things where the sheep's head eat the barnacles off of there. Me personally, since I wouldn't be worried as much about like extra sensitivity as I would be about durability because of kind of the combat fishing that you're going to have to deal with. I would probably go into the color series from CRB. And even if you're fishing really close to cover, you can dial it down to like the IS661M, which is a 6.5 footer, or I fish the 7 footer a lot. So I fish the 701L, which is also a good blank as well. So those are going to give you a little durability, but they're still going to be lightweight. If you're kind of beating them up around structure and sheep's head, that's just what I think of when I think of sheep's head from when I've seen it. So that's just one of those things. And we'll do this one here. What's your best bass rod for weeds? Gary Clark is asking. So we're talking heavy cover. I saw your eyes light up. So heavy cover.
Can I pick 5?
I'll let you pick 2.
All right, fair enough. I'm going to go with MB874.
Okay.
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah, I could take, just give me 10 of those and call it a day. FP885.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's a good one. All right, so I'm going to go MB844.
Okay.
The reason I'm going to go with 844 is I am a swim jig person. I love throwing a swim jig, and I feel that the 7.3, I don't have quite as much like movement because the way I fish it is bringing it, right? So I like the 7-footer instead of the 7.3. I can be a little more accurate if I have to like put it in a little spot. And then I'm just going to go right to the flipping stick. So FP 936, that one is just probably the best all around. You know, you can throw like an A-rig on it. I know that's not like in the weeds, but you can throw an A-rig on it. My wife and I caught a sailfish on it last week in Stewart, and spinning rod, of course. We weren't punching mats for sails, but and then you can also punch mats in the weeds. So yeah, I would do that. I would do that. Mike Mills looking for a slot snook blank that can handle those bigger fish also. Mike, you're not going to have to look any farther than the mullet series of rods that Jake put together. Go have a look at Jake's signature series kits at mudhole.com. He's got that dialed in. So I'm not even going to step on his toes because you can just go right there and you can get it all. All right. Oh, this is a good one. I got to do this one because I love this. And then we'll move on. John asked, what blank would y'all recommend for a slow pitch jigging for 100 foot or less? So, if you go to the slow pitch blanks that we have at MHX, and we took the Mudhole Invincible and went out and put them to the test. There's actually, if you're on Instagram, Brooke was out there, got sharked, and he was giving that shark everything he could on one of those. Still lived to fight another day. So they're very, very impressive. They're very light. Now remember with the slow pitch rods, I'm assuming that you know this, but some of the people that don't know this, I'm going to give it to you. 100 foot depth, you're going to look for a 100-gram rated rod blank, and you're going to fish a 100-gram weighted jig. Now, there are going to be ranges. So like if you want to fish like an 80 to a 120, depending on if you have current or if you're in about 100 foot. But the overall is match the depth of the water you're fishing to the gram rate, the gram weight on the rod, and then the gram weight of the slow pitch jig. That will get you started and you'll be good to go. So, speaking of signature rod building kits.
I'm going to give another one away.
You want to give one away?
Let's do it.
All right. Uncle Phil, go ahead and cue that guy up, and we'll get that going. So we're at 53 minutes. The second giveaway, signature rod building kit of choice.
Of choice. John David Kennedy Jr.
Sweet.
Love it.
John David Kennedy Jr. Love it. Again, live at mudhole.com, and we'll get you out there. So fantastic. All right. Now, we got to go back to the rod that we were building. I got a little carried away there.
Grand prize rod. This might be, not to take away from any other segments of this rod, this next one is pretty cool. So we have...
Are you there? Yep.
You got it?
Okay.
So this little section right here might look like a decal, might look like a sticker. That's actually hand-drawn.
Yes.
By Ryan, the bird man that you referred to.
Yes.
He did an incredible job actually drawing this out with, what did he use here? We have some Sharpie pins.
We do. So evidently they need to be oil, the Sharpie oil-based paint pens. And to quote Birdman, they sell them everywhere. So there you go. Get you whatever color you want in an oil-based Sharpie paint pen. So Birdman knocking it out of the park there. So you can see all that. That is all hand done. And the cool thing is that this was sort of a hidden talent that we didn't really know he had. We know he's an incredible artist, but we didn't know that he could do this really until he showed up one day and he was like, hey, look how cool this is that I drew on my fishing rod. And we were like, well, guess what? Now you're going to do it on a bunch of them. So yeah, that was awesome. And then moving out here to the guides and finish. So the guides here, a very, very cool wrap done by our own Sean Chaney from downstairs. He got these custom painted LZR guides from Michael Ward. He was kind enough to do that for us. So again, thank you very much. And then we got Sean up here in the penthouse, and he knocked it out of the park. He is then going to complete the rest of the guide train. And again, these are all LZRs that you can get in a kit. It's the light duty spinning kit. You just can't get them painted like this unless you call Michael. And Mr. Ward will probably take care of that for you as well. And then what we're going to do is, after Sean gets all these knocked out, he and Jake are going to draw straws on who's going to do the finish. So what I like is just how he went through and he put 2 colors of trim bands, front and back of the wraps. And then he put an inlay band there that you can see, and then he kind of candy caned it a little bit. So that's pretty impressive. And this is not sped up. This is him just knocking this out in between sales calls like nobody's business. So he's going to finish that out and get it headed your way when we give it away. So there have been a number of episodes that we did a little bit of decorative stuff. Oh, that's actually a pretty good idea. All the guys will sign the rod if I win it, right?
Maybe.
Maybe we could do that. If somebody wants to have that done, we could certainly do it. And maybe we'll even get the Birdman to draw something fancy on that box, because he's been known to put some really, really cool stuff on box drawings too.
Yep.
So anyway, we have kind of the best of decorative guide wraps and such coming up here. Uncle Phil's got it queued up. And take notes, because you might want to go back and rewatch some of these as well. So what do you think, Uncle Phil? The bright lights of the mud hole basement. We are here. Hunter McCamey's with me, coming to you live from the mud hole basement. Why people are, while they're filtering in here, we're going to talk about what we're going to do tonight. We got a good show. It's going to be a big, big show, huge even. It's going to be a big show. What are we doing?
We're doing tips and tricks on wrapping. This is what you would end up with.
A regular wrap. I go around twice and jump over, okay? I laid this down. That was my initial. It's the teal, the green, and then the black, and then, so yeah, we're doing, walk us through the show a little bit.
So yeah, we got a couple, we're not just doing the standard marbling, we're gonna mix it up just a little bit. We've got, we're gonna do a demo on magic marbling, which is kind of cool. You can, customize and do a few different colors for your grips and your even some real seats if you wanted to.
Yep.
So magic marble, kind of a cool product.
So I'm gonna get this moving here along.
What you can also do, if you did want to mix it, is pop it over in your epoxy mixer.
Yeah. That much is how much is gonna go into this. And you can see the difference to where there's finish and there's no finish and how dark that actually is.
Any of the colors that we offer in the pigment paints, you can get carried away with it.
And you can see it's wanting to kind of swirl around it because the finish is new. technically it's kind of smearing. And you can see I can kind of dance it around a little and just make it kind of look wild, okay? It just has a little bit of a smoke to it. See, it's starting to kind of just blend in, and you're losing a lot of it. Now, it's just changing shape a little, it's running a little bit. It's just one of those deals that if you go at it too much, you're gonna drip it off and you're gonna lose the effect. All right, Hunter man, what you doing? You're gonna lay down some, a nice black base so we'll be able to see it?
I got a little crazy on that one, but you know what?
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's your show, I'm just your assistant, right?
That's it.
Perfect.
Just gonna see where this ends up.
Yeah.
It's not the best.
We're just gonna do some happy swirls.
You can get kind of weird with it, you know? Nothing wrong with that.
You know, it kind of has a real webby kind of effect that you can add really, really distinct lines into this thing. A couple different ways you can go about this. You can measure exactly, you know, if we're in between split grips here, and we'll put one here like this. Okay? And then I have an edge that is not a straight cut. There's a straight cut on this side, and then there is actually a jagged cut on this side where I actually just go around the scales, and I'll show that in a second here, right? So you're gonna be just working in this area. The scales will kind of give you somewhat of a guide. Okay. The print, okay? So the print, I want it to be more in the center. Def Leppard, right? So that's what we're using there. It does darken just a little bit, not too much. And of course, every snake skin does have a little bit different pattern to it. So that's very unique. Blocked it in there, use it with the MHX grips, but you know, at least I guess, Scuff, the good news is this is on the underside. Get in here and cut this out. Scales come together. So you got plates and then you got bellies all in the kind of one deal there. So this is the top of the rod. So you can see there's the top of the reel seat with those scales. Of course, he's using a little cone here with some trim bands, and then there's the belly on the underside.
Marbling turned out really sharp. Should get that guide wrapped in there.
So it is a multi-piece. See? Very cool. 3-piece travel blank. Yep. I'm measuring this abalone. If I want this guide foot to have abalone completely underneath it, I am running abalone the full length of this guide foot. Gotta see it start to, it looks like an Instagram filter now. It's starting to get real weird. Definitely a little bit nicer than I would have gone here. He's got carbon fiber in here. Got some, this feather for those that, is it salmon flies that a lot of the people put this on for an eye?
Yeah.
These are a really rare feather. You can't find them anymore. That's the jungle cock feather there.
So it's actually chasing like, I don't know, maybe a shad or a shiner or something there.
Yeah.
So super, super cool. So that's a pretty good example right there. I'm gonna turn this so you guys can see a few different options. You can get really, really creative with the feathers. You know, lures by using feathers. You can probably create landscapes. I don't even know what the options are. I mean, it's just endless of what you can do, right? Agitating them just a little bit, kind of getting them away from the middle so they'll stick out a little bit more. The end product is going to come out looking awesome.
Yeah.
Especially when it hits the sunlight. I mean, those colors just go crazy. So.
Yeah, and this doesn't even do it justice. I mean, we're just here under studio lighting.
Yep.
So take it out in the Florida sun, it is really something. Bossy. Sweet. All right. Hopefully everybody liked that one. I think it gives everybody a chance to stretch their legs a little bit, maybe get another glass of water or sweet tea, something like that. Brian, I'm going to answer this question here really, really quickly because, whoa, do we catch a lot of heat, if you know what I mean, on this one. Do you guys recommend the alcohol flame over a small heat gun? I have used both. I totally understand that people don't like using an alcohol burner because of the alcohol and the glass and all that stuff. So, a heat gun is fine. The butane torch that you can get, the little trigger torch, it's great because you can really, really direct it. Sometimes if you got a heat gun and you're blowing stuff around, if your rod building bench is not super duper clean, you can introduce some, particles to your build or whatnot. I still do use the alcohol burner. It's easy for me. I don't fill the whole jar full of denatured alcohol though. I use just a little bit, just for what I'm gonna do, because I also use razor blades and hooks that are sharp and can hurt you too. So whatever you feel comfortable with, do it. Both are fine, just safety first and then teamwork, as Guffey would say. All right, let's see. We gotta do a giveaway. We've got to do a giveaway.
Gift card number 4? Number 4 of the night?
Yep. All right, Uncle Phil.
Let's cue it up.
What do you think? Another $100. Coming in hot.
I think this is going to be a YouTube.
You think?
I think so.
Uh-oh.
There it is. William Drake out of YouTube.
Did you know that?
You're welcome, William. Just
the
called
Drake.
that for you.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody loves the Drake. William Drake. Cool. All right, another $100. That one goes to YouTube. And good call. It's almost like you knew that, but you didn't.
But I didn't.
But you didn't. All right, let's do this. A couple little quick Q&As here. What are the best guides to use for a slow pitch jigging rod, 40 to 60 pound class conventional? Do you guys, are you picking up that I like to slow pitch? It's an absolute blast. It kind of feels like punching and flipping for bass.
That's a good comparison.
Yeah, it's
sure.
pretty cool. Now, keep in mind, I don't classify, this stuff 40, 60 pound class conventional, but I understand where you're going with that. Remember, you're not fighting the fish on the rod very much slow pitch jigging. If you go and look at some of these, they are like the diameter of this pin. You almost look at it and go, I mean, how did you just catch a 50-pound grouper on that guy? You're really fighting on the reel, so you're not putting a ton of force on those guides. Do not feel like that you need to use the same medium duty or heavy duty or turbos or whatever that maybe you would use on a traditional 40 to 60 pound trolling rod. You don't have to use that on a 40 to 60 or whatever slow pitch jigging rod. You can use single foots out, as your runners. You can use some short little double foots. They don't have to be super heavy. Now, if you're using conventional, 99% of all conventional slow pitch jigging rods are spiral wrapped just because of there's so much flex in the rod. And you're just not putting a lot of pressure on those guides. If it's spinning, same thing. You know, I used some double footers and then ran it out to single footers, and we really, I mean, we pulled hard and broke, you know, 50-pound Power Pro and opened up split rings and things like that, and never had any issues with the guides, and we didn't even have to use some heavy stuff. So keep that in mind. Don't go crazy in terms of guides. Kyle Watson, what's a good blank for flounder on the Nature Coast? Do you know where the Nature Coast is?
I should know
You're
this.
from Tennessee, right? It's on the West Coast.
West Coast, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it like a Panhandle or?
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know.
That's your homework. That's your homework.
Oh, okay.
Hunter's going to report back to us the Nature Coast
Cool.
when he comes back.
Can't wait to talk about that.
I know. Anyway, a good blank for flounder on the Nature Coast. Honestly, if depending on what price point you want to stay at, the IS701L is great at pitching around maybe a fish finder rig, which in bass world is called a Carolina rig, maybe with a mud minnow or a shrimp or something like that. If you want to throw anything artificial, that works as well. If you want to get a little fancier, the SJ842, which Hunter likes, or even your SJ833 is nice, because you can get into some pretty big doormats out there. So, you know, you can get a couple good ones. All right, Hunter. We're going to do this one. Stephen Lamb, with the strength of the new rod blank materials, is finding the spine still important?
Oh, I love this.
Go ahead.
So we might, I'm not going to get into this topic right now because we could spend hours.
Okay.
And we're just not going to do that right now.
Okay.
Might save this for a topic down the road. You know, maybe one of the next, not the next episode, but
No, it's
one
not
of
the next
one of the next episodes this
Okay.
year. We might save
Yeah.
spine versus straightest axis,
Yeah.
which is one of the biggest debates in rod building.
So, Stephen, not to not to put you off, but to be honest with you, I would choose whatever you feel comfortable with, and don't lose sleep over it.
What was the question? Is finding the spine still important? I'll just leave you with this.
So you're dying to answer the question as well.
No.
Okay.
We'll just leave it at that.
No. Okay.
Suspense.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Oh, this is kind of unique. Michael Moore, how do you guys feel about the thread on the tip and how far down the blank when you do? Do you wrap the tip?
I'm going to be honest here and say no.
We would hope you would be honest.
I glue-
We're 100 episodes in.
Yeah, well, you know, I just glue the tip on. I think the wrap is, you know, for one, it's more so decorative.
Yep.
If I do add a wrap, I'm not actually going to wrap onto the tip itself.
No.
Because that's a little overkill.
Yep.
And especially when you go to, if you need to down the road, actually replace that tip.
Yep.
If you know, push your wrap or your thread onto that tip, that's just more work you got to do, you know, later on. So usually what I'll do if I want to add a thread wrap is I will actually figure out where my tip stops on the rod tip.
Okay.
And I will do a small, short little wrap up to the edge of the tube and stop right there.
Cool. So I'm like you. What I like to do, though, it makes it easier on me, is I affix the tip top, glue it on just like you would do normally. I actually I start the wrap at the tube, and I go away from it. The reason I do that is because I feel like I can really stack that thread against that tube tighter, and then I can burnish towards it.
Right.
Now, we try not to burnish, you know, that direction on a rod blank that has a lot of taper, but most of the time, right there at the tip top, there's virtually no taper. Because if you burnish that direction, you're going into a thinner part of the blank, outer diameter, that can then loosen your wraps and blah, blah, blah. But I do like 2 wraps and stack that thread, make sure it's good and tight, and then I wrap away from the tube, finish it. I do run some finish up on that tube, though. The only reason I do that is because if anybody has been living in Florida for the last month, we've had heat indexes in the like low 110s. So that extra little bit of Pro Coat or Threadmaster or Gen 4 or whatever, I feel like when you run it off the thread and up onto the tube, I don't know. It gives me a little bit of warm and fuzzies.
Definitely a good idea.
Yeah. Hey, I'll let you take this one partially with me here.
Okay.
How about explain the difference between an MB862 and the NMB 862? Now, that is one of your father's favorite rod blanks of all time.
Yeah, so...
Touch on a little bit about the materials.
Yeah, so the materials themselves, and that's what it really comes down to, because these blanks are very similar in action, power, that type of stuff.
Yes.
The materials, with the Elite X version of that, which is the NMB,
correct.
You're going to have, all the good stuff you're looking for. More sensitivity.
Yes.
You're going to have a lighter weight blank.
Yep.
You're going to have all that good stuff to it. So
And
really,
you're going to have a nano resin.
and a nano resin, exactly. So it really comes down to just a better performing blank at the end of the day.
Yeah.
They, in some way, will feel a little bit the same in the hand. The NMB is going to be a little bit lighter, obviously.
Right.
But, if you're fishing like a shaky head or any finesse application, especially on a spinning rod,
Yeah.
you're going to notice a difference in sensitivity. That's the biggest factor for me.
For sure. Yep, that's a really great explanation, because the blanks are so similar, and then you adjust the materials a little bit, and you go like, oh, okay, now I can. It allows you to really compare going from the standard MHX material like level to then making that jump when you've got an identical blank side by side. Let's see here. So this is a YouTube question. I too aspire. I see this a lot. This is a what's the best way to get my wife to go fishing with me question. So my wife loves to go fishing. And I get a lot of clients in South Florida where they're like, hey, I want to book, but I don't know if we can fish all day because I'm bringing my wife or my girlfriend. Or, it's like they're making excuses for her that she doesn't even make, right? What I would do is take her somewhere that is maybe not just the same old that you're used to, like the same pond down the street or the same whatever. Maybe make more of an event out of it, right? So maybe on a next vacation or maybe on a special day, I don't know if she doesn't like to fish, if maybe hitting the anniversary gift or a birthday gift is maybe the move. Just like, you don't do rod building on your grandma's vintage dining room table. But I would say that if you take her somewhere that's pretty, that she can enjoy herself if she's not fishing. So I get this a lot because where I fish in South Florida and Biscayne Bay, the water is gorgeous. We see all kinds of marine life. You see, starfish and manatees and dolphin and all this other stuff, including fishing. So, and also take some stuff that she likes, like if she's a book person or if she's an iPad person, maybe download her favorite book on it. And then also tell the guide or yourself, bring her favorite drink, whether it's a lemonade or a bubbly or whatever it may be. So don't just force her into it and be like, God, I can't believe you don't like fishing. Make it kind of an event. And if you do it in a way that it's like a special memory for you guys, I think, fishing at that is secondary. Because I get guys, like I said, they'll be like, she's loving it. And I'm like, yeah, why wouldn't she? It's gorgeous out here. It looks like, a postcard from the islands. And then she doesn't want to leave. And he's like, man, I'm hot and tired and all this. And it's like, oh, imagine that. So anyway, try that. I think that just might work. All right. What do we have? We have one final gift card giveaway because we're starting to push an hour and 20 minutes. And I know people's hot pockets are getting cold at home. So we probably need to get that done, right? Uncle Phil's giving me the nod. The girls in the back are like, we're ready to leave, So go ahead and cue that up. Let's see what we got. The last one.
We got Brandon Duffett.
Brandon Duffett.
Out of YouTube.
YouTube's coming in hot.
There we go.
At the end.
Catching up.
Coming in strong. Brandon.
All right, so that leaves the grand prize
That leaves the big one.
for the night.
Well, real quick.
Yeah.
2 questions. What rod and guides for a tarpon rod? Honestly, Ron, I would go into that SW series of blanks. get something that is, probably a 20 to 40, 7 foot or 7.6. And then you're definitely going to want to use some medium duty stuff. If you're throwing a spinning rod, get you some medium duties, because you're going to have to put some wood on those fish if you're catching some big migratory fish. Those 80, 100 pounders and up. Sometimes those 80 to 100s fight harder than if you hook one that's like 150. Those bigger, older fish sometimes tire out quicker than an 80 to 100.
Yeah.
And you got to lean on them pretty good. And last but not least, past the gas, did Jake catch anything at the pond on his way to Icast? Uncle Phil, did you guys catch anything? He did not. No. But it was sick, though, which was pretty cool. You guys are waiting in line, like make a few casts. I will say, though, can you imagine if he'd have set the hook on like a 5-pounder out in front of all those people? That would have been sick.
There'd be 100 people lined up at that pond.
Oh,
trying to
they'd have
catch
been
every
just-
fish out of there.
Yeah, it would have been brutal. So, all right. Hour and 21. We have 556 people in there right now. Hunter, this has been, it's been a pleasure. It's been fun.
It's been a fun night.
It's been fun.
A little different from our typical episodes. I know we usually do the demos and we're hands-on.
You usually got me doing a lot more work.
Well,
But thank you for letting us take it easy tonight.
Yeah, I might be bankrupt after this episode, but
No, you'll have a little bit. You'll have a little bit.
a little bit
to
left in the
regain.
budget.
Yeah, for sure. We had to leave a little bit there. All right, so we are going to give away this NEPS spinning rod build with the Birdman artwork, the VSS custom grip by me, Jake's thread work there at the end, Michael Ward's guide, Sean Chaney's thread work, and they are going to draw straws on who's going to finish this thing out. So yeah, this is the one. So Uncle Phil, what do you think? You ready to cue it up for the one-of-a-kind, truly one-of-a-kind? You'll never find another one like this. 100th episode.
Here we go. Here we go.
All right, let's do it. And hopefully Mudhole Custom Tackle won't win it, because we're not building another one.
EC Treadway.
Yeah.
Out of YouTube. That's 3 in a row for YouTube.
He's got a giant smallmouth in that picture.
Wow, that is.
So I don't know what you caught him on, but I got a pretty good feeling that this rod is going to be perfect for that football that is in that picture. So wonderful. EC Treadway coming out of YouTube. Congratulations. That was awesome.
Very cool.
Again, live at mudhole.com. So, all right. We appreciate you guys very, very much. This is 7 years in the making, 100 episodes. You got anything you want to say to all of your adoring fans out there?
What adoring fans? I don't know about all that, but obviously appreciate everyone watching at home. Like, we wouldn't be able to do this without the viewers at home and everyone watching, and also all the guys behind the scenes that you showed in the war room and all the planning that goes into it. It's not just us up here. It's way more than everybody else sees.
Yeah, for sure. And so going back, I had Gary for a little bit, and then I had Todd for a couple episodes. He did some really very technical blank design, deflection chart stuff. You came in the picture I was twisting your arm. We had to get that credit limit up a little bit. That's why we brought you in on the show. And then, of course, you were off in Jamaica or something. And I did have our good friend, the late Matt McGuffey, here as episode 70. He was in here with us doing snakeskin inlays. So that's a treat, because you get to see his personality and humor along with doing something really cool, the snakeskin. So we had him. And then, of course, from previous behind the scenes, Taylor was here. Jay used to be on the ones and twos, who you saw bartending tonight. So Jay came in to bartend. His wife let him out of the house because he is also a new father. So congratulations to Jay. And so is Taylor. We had Taylor on a little bit of a podcast last night. He broke out of the house too, so hopefully his wife is not too mad at him. So let's see, who else did we have? So we had Nick. Nick was in here on the Zoom cam quite a bit back in the day. And then, of course, our current team now, we've got Hofma, who is just the man behind all of the design stuff. So he's kind of leading that team. We've got Birdman, I think they call him Bones too, but I call him Birdman. So he did the artwork there. You guys have seen Jake. We've seen some of the coolest bullet minute stuff on here. You see him running around Icast. He does all of our social media. We had Cool Man. He's running around on the Cool Man cam. So he does Zoom. He does mobile cam. He does a lot of design work stuff. We've got Justin, who is new, so new that he doesn't have a nickname yet. At least not me, because I unfortunately am not here. Day in and day out. But Justin is now taking over the Zoom cam thing. He has been doing a great job. So, of course, we've got Steve in the back there. Brooke, our fearless leader, he is in the back as well. Unfortunately, Tom's not here tonight. We always get to see him in the building. He is really the one that makes all this possible. So he built us one heck of a set, stole it from Tool Time and brought it in here. We got an amazing facility. So it's been incredible. So does everybody want to come up here? We're going to get everybody in here. We're going to do that.
Come on up.
So, yeah. So
let's get the whole
some of the guys in the war room, and we get the team up here. Let's try to not knock anything over. So that's it. We got Guff up here, Steve, Cool Man, Brooke, get in here.
Come on in. Come on.
So
duck down here a little bit.
all right, Phil, can you like run up here real quick? We'll just get like Phil's wife in here instead.
There you go.
No, she's not doing it. Pinch in.
Scoot in.
Sorry, we got to put the short guys in the back. Keep coming. He's coming. There he is. All right, Justin, come on. All right, we'll do this real quick. 1, 2, 3. Come on, Justin. Just dive across the table.
Which camera?
Yeah, right in the main one. All right, cool. Thank you guys very, very much. Rod Building 101 is coming next month. Phil, get out of here. Go do it. Do your job again. So thank you guys very much. Rod Building 101. So we figured for the 101st episode, why don't we just throw it back to where it all started? Rod Building 101. We're going to show you some of the new easy tools, things to work on. That is going to be August 29th at 6:30, episode 101. So until August, hopefully everybody stays safe out there. Thank you so much for the past 7 years. And we're going to keep this thing rolling. We're going to see how far we go.
200.
200?
Let's do it.
Hey, Seinfeld was 180. We got to at least get there. We'll see y'all. Have a good night. Thank you.
Thanks for watching.